not on the screen anymore.
Can you hear us, everybody?
Can you hear us?
By the way, Thad, I want my pre-roll intro to count towards my point score. Hi, everybody. Welcome to I Fucking Love Whiskey. I'm Andrew Pierce, and I fucking love whiskey. As always, I'm joined with my co-host here, Mr. Joseph Limbaugh.
Hey, everybody. I fucking love whiskey.
What?
Yep, it is true. And we have a delightful guest today, Todd Rutledge, who is joining us.
Hi, my name is Todd Rutledge, and I fucking love whiskey.
What?
Yes.
Who'd have thunk?
What?
Look at
What are the chances?
I think you're going to like this show, Todd.
Windows is taking this opportunity to update my stuff. Hey, how do we know Todd? We don't know Todd at all. We're gonna meet Todd. We're gonna learn a lot more about Todd today.
The mysterious face.
See what's to be unpacked. Indeed. If you have not seen the show before, welcome. Thank you for being here. What we do is we drink whiskey, talk about it, and then talk about whatever else comes up. And that's pretty much it. It's a pretty straightforward format.
Yeah, it's pretty casual. We just, yeah.
A little bit extra today, and Bodie Cooper has already cheered some bits, so he will be able to tell me part of my beard to shave off during the show, and I will continue to do that. And anyone else cheers bits or subscribes will get to some other part of my beard to go. But let's start with our first whiskey, because I mean, like, that's what it's about. We'll get talking.
Yeah, we should get to it, because I suspect this show is going to become the beard shaving show real quick. You open that door, but let's drink some whiskey.
All right. So this whiskey is called Brenne, and it is made by a French company. A woman, former ballerina, put her life savings into making this. So she does it organically. Grows the barley out back on a cognac distillery. Uses cognac barrels to age the whiskey. So this is going to be a very different kind of whiskey experience here. It's 40%. It's very pretty color.
Where is it made?
It's made in France, in the cognac region, I believe.
Oh, in the cognac region.
I believe so.
Oh, interesting. This is interesting.
Thank you. Thad says we're correct.
Thank you, Thad. I'm just going to look up whenever Thad talks, because I feel like...
where is he exactly? Yeah.
I don't know. He's up there somewhere.
Oh, Thad is.
Right.
Yeah, let's take a smell.
Oh, that's like...
Oh, boy.
That smells like cotton candy or something.
Yeah, it is kind of sweet.
Yeah. Oh wow, it's really it's like candy or sugar or like it reminds me of bubble gum.
Yeah, a bit like that double bubba?
Like that generic, Hubba Bubba or double bubble, like the generic, or like this,
Yeah, that's not what I expect a whiskey to smell like at all.
It's not unpleasant, but it is different. I don't know. What do you think, Todd?
I think it smells great. I think I'm agreeing with. I'm trying to figure out. Okay, are they smelling what I'm smelling here? Like,
I want to hear what you're smelling. I don't.
Right. So no. Right. So as you were saying that, it's like I would never think to describe this as smelling sweet like candy, but I'm like, it does smell kind of sweet like candy. Okay, I just need the vocabulary, and I got y'all.
Right. Well, I mean,
there's no wrong answers too. So
if you smell like I smell like those slippers that have the furry band around the foot. I don't know what that is. Like,
it could also be like a kind of a rubbery smell. But I keep getting bubble gum. Like that's.
I get all of that. I smell a little bit of rubber. I'm like bubble gum. I'm like, I think you're coloring my mind with it. I think that's funny. I'm like, okay. Yeah, I do smell that.
Next whiskey, we'll let you describe it first before we jump in.
Yeah,
I'm with that. This is
All right, what about the flavor now? So I'm going to wait to hear what Todd says on that.
No, just because I want to get it right,
There's no wrong answer.
I still want to concentrate, get the words right. All right, I think it's like in tasting it, I understand why you smell like a cotton candy like hint or a candy-ish hint or whatever, but it kind of gave me a little bit of numbing feeling in the back of my tongue. Mm-hmm. Just get a little more.
Yeah.
It is different though. It is I think it's a weird one to start on because it doesn't taste like other whiskeys. It doesn't smell like other whiskeys.
It almost has a medicinal taste a bit to me.
Yeah.
Like it's almost the medicine's being hidden by that sweetness. Like they're
Yeah.
trying to disguise it on you.
Well, I
Yeah.
could almost say this has like a cough syrup, but I don't. Once again, I don't want it like it's not unpleasant, but
No,
I could
it's
say
not.
that it's like a high end cough syrup. I don't
It's
know
like a
what you
whiskey
go-
flavored cough syrup. Like you hoping it's
Yeah.
working, you know?
Yeah,
It's
Mhm.
like
yeah. I wish cough syrup tasted like whiskey.
yeah.
Hmm. And it's a very dry finish too, like you would expect from a kind of a cognac influence. Oh, that's so great.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
But
so
I'm
the more
going to
you
interesting.
mute.
drink it, it kind of opens up a little bit for me. Like it was numbing my tongue at first, but now I feel like as I've drank a few sips of it, I become acclimated to the taste, and I would be able to like sip on this for a while. Once I got open to it, I'm with it.
I'm going to mute and shave off my mustache, but while I'm doing that, I want Todd to tell us a little bit about what he does as because the description you gave us, which made me laugh out loud, was writer, reader, vegetable eater.
Well, yeah.
So I want to unpack that a little bit. So what sort of things do you write?
I write when I went to school at Florida State University for creative writing and literature. So that's the whole writing, reading, and I moved to LA to work in television, to write things for television and to act. And I ended up working in post-production. And so now I am just, yeah, there we go. Come on, Tipsy Asparagus. Yeah, let's do it.
I actually founded a theater with a bunch of guys from Florida State University.
We're the best. I mean, we're the best. I mean, yeah.
At Dad's Garage Theater in Atlanta, Georgia.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
I
was founded
support
by a
anything.
bunch
I
of
support
FSU.
anything from FSU. I don't care.
Yeah, they were all super talented. Like
Yeah.
it's a really cool school.
Yeah, I love it so much. I had a great time. And so yeah, so I came out here and I'm working in post production for a while actually. Fun fact about me, I've been living here for 10 years in the same apartment, haven't moved. And I
Oh,
heard
wow.
that's yeah.
How's your rent? Like, has it risen a lot? And
It has, but I feel like I live central to everything. So it's like
Mhm.
I'm 30 minutes from any one direction,
Where are you located?
I live in mid city.
Oh, okay.
So it's like right there in the middle of the city, And because I was working in, you work in production jobs, you have a job like every so often as one job ends, another one begins. And thankfully, I've always been like switching jobs, perfectly, always working, always employed. I'm grateful for that. Come on, mid city represent. I see you. I just want to shout y'all out because I'm not, in the chat. But yeah. And so like I was able to like always found a route that was great to drive on. Like I listen to music on it's like I come from Florida where the traffic isn't as bad, but
Mhm.
I feel like we have, dare I say, better drivers in
I think
Florida.
there's I don't know. I feel like there's I don't know. I feel like there's better drivers in Los Angeles, but I lived in Atlanta for 4 years and
Well, see, yeah, Atlanta is
pretty crazy. It's like, yeah.
It's a bunch of rubberneckers in Atlanta. I think that the
It's also a fast growing city. And I think just a lot of people moved there, and the layout of the city is very unusual. Like, cause it's
Yeah.
an old city and it's like got a lot of those, small, like it's almost like a European city,
I just think in LA that all drivers are selfish, that they don't realize that the road is a community space. You don't own the lane. Like, and we're all here to follow these rules. Like, just relax. We're all trying to get to the same to a certain place.
I think people drive in New York or drive in LA like people walk around in New York. That's what I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it's like if you are like, okay, I'm gonna just like be efficient, then it works. But if you're like slowing things up, people get aggressive with you. I think it's similar.
I just think for me, I come from a place where if you're gonna get on the highway, you're gonna drive fast, or you're gonna
Don't get on the here.
Don't get on the highway.
Get on the highway
and drive
at 30
slow.
miles an hour.
Exactly. What are y'all doing? Take the scenic route. Get out of here. You know what I mean?
Or the other thing that I noticed when I moved to California first, it was the California exit where you're in the number one lane, the fast lane, and oh my God, there's my exit.
There's
and
the
you go across 5 lanes to get off. It's like, that seems safe.
Yeah. Or how, especially on I call it I-10 because I'm from Florida. Well, I'm from Miami. There's a difference, obviously. But you just get on and off at the same time. Like people are exiting, people are entering the highway at the same time. It's like this is an accident waiting to happen.
Oh yeah, California's got all sorts of those. Like, we can't be bothered with the North Pass. We'll just merge people that want to get on and
yeah. I think it's the civil engineering that was like kind of messed up because they didn't build this city for the amount of people that live here, and so there's just
Well, I mean, it's so spread out, right? I mean, it's it's like such
it's tightly packed.
Yeah. Sorry, just
no. We need self-driving cars. That's what I'm saying. That's what we need.
It is like a dance. You do have to dance when you're going in and out of that. It's like you have to think for everybody around you, And man, on my Instagram, I do this thing called Traffic with Todd, where I'm like yelling into my phone, like, I can't believe you, get out of the way. So like I'm always like, it's like I'm always talking trash about people not following the rules, but here I am driving with my cell phone, like, these people in LA don't know how to drive. Look at these lights. There are no turning signals. That's the thing that kills me. It's like, even if you're on the street, there's no turning signals. I mean, no turning lights. Left turn lights. It's like everybody's running the yellow light. Nobody cares.
Yeah, I feel like if they had a thing on the vote, like they had an addendum or whatever to the voting, and it was like, would you spend $1 to add left turn signals to every? They would make so much money because it's like, please just make left turn signals everywhere,
and then make them long enough for more than one car to go. Like, come on, the ones that do have left turning lights is like one Mississippi, then it's over. You know what I mean?
And it's always like, it's always two cars, right? If there's at the end of it, like if there's no left turn signal, that's the unofficial rule is 2 cars, and then sometimes the third car will go through. Or, I never
like when I saw the second car go when I first moved here, and the second car went after the rail. I'm like, y'all are living dangerously in LA. I cannot believe this.
If we don't do that, you'll sit at that light for.
Yeah, you will. But gee, that's very like.
I'm gonna say we got to stop talking about traffic in Los Angeles because that'll be the whole show. We're not gonna have time to shave Andrew's beard if we because I'm sure we could all talk about it forever. It's like, yeah.
So that is just about the most unusual whiskey I've had in quite some time.
Did you science it? Has anyone scienced it? Are we gonna
science it? I bet the sciencing of it will make it a little more interesting.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of mild, so I don't know if like sciencing will help, but I do want to try it because it's so interesting. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna science 40%,
it. I just did it too. I think it knocks down the nose.
It's less abrasive, I think, with a little bit of water.
Yeah, I kind of like the nose. It's kind of more savory. And less like candy and more like I
think it takes that medicinal. It shaves a little bit of that off too.
Yeah, it's not as it doesn't sting as much like alcohol.
Yeah. Have you tasted it with the water, Todd?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like
I haven't tasted it
with the water.
Yeah. Huh.
Getting the hang of this.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I might recommend water with that.
Just a little bit, right?
Yeah, just like a drop, sure. I don't know. It does have like a little bit of like it takes like quite a bit of the sweetness away, but I don't think that's a bad thing. I think it's good both ways. Like it's such an interesting whiskey, to start with, and then I don't know, putting water in it gives a different experience.
I think I kind of like it with a little bit of water.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not mad at it.
I'm not mad at it. I love that expression. I don't know where.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's move on to whiskey number 2, shall we?
All right.
This is an SMWS number 64.1.
Yes.
Cutter's Hut. It's a 12-year-old Mannochmore. Mannochmore, I think.
Mannochmore?
Mannochmore? 58.5%. One of 279 bottles I got out of this refill hogshead, I believe, from Speyside. Yeah, refill ex-bourbon hogshead. So it's going to have, hopefully the bourbon influence, a little bit of vanilla and yumminess and oak.
So Todd, the Scotch, I love the Scotch Malt Whiskey Society because they will find like a single cask and they'll buy it, and then people basically subscribe to them and then send it out. So it's a very unique. like they're not blended. They're always, you know, single cask, and they're like always an unusual or interesting, you know, and they choose them specifically. They taste them like every year and they're like, oh, this is ready. It's interesting. Let's send it out. But they're like kind of a middleman, I guess, that selects stuff.
Oh,
And
that's
so
nice.
this stuff is really rare, but it's like really interesting.
This is definitely a step down from the sweetness of the previous one.
Yeah, this is super chill.
What do
You
you get?
inhale it, and it's like this means business, you know.
Yeah, well, I mean, this is what is it, like 50 something percent?
Yeah, 50 point
58, right? And the other one was 40. So this is
Yeah, this is not.
jump. This is
Whew, this ain't nothing to play with. Yeah, this
yeah,
serious.
that's kind of a big jump. That's like 20%.
Yeah, you know what? I'd let the random number generator pick the whiskeys, and I should have intervened and said, no, we need something a little.
We need some kind of like bell curve situation.
Yeah.
Like,
but you know what? You drink whiskey because you want to be a man. So
yeah,
or a woman. You know, you drink whiskey
Or a
because you want to be a
woman.
man or a woman. Either
you just want to
or.
be sophisticated. I think.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
So this is our test here.
Yeah, I mean, it is. They're definitely like the alcohol is there, but it is like as far as like other smells, it's just very
Pine needle, maybe a little.
There's not a lot. It's super
Pine needle.
subtle.
Let me see if I can get some pine needle.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I mean,
now that he said that, yeah.
I'm influencing you. I'm sorry.
This definitely is like, yeah, it could be like a little clearing in a forest in Oregon, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, I sometimes, Todd, I like to build a house. Like, what kind of house would you build in this smell? You know,
I love that. You know, I was a creative writer. I'm always thinking of new world building situations. You know, so I'm with that.
Arlo's next in line to tell me what part of my beard to shave off, and then Bodie again.
I'm telling you open that. You open that door.
A can of worms there. I know. All right, I'm going in.
Yeah. Oh wow! I just realized this is called the woodcutter's hut.
Oh, wow.
And I said this was a clearing in a forest, and you said pine.
Yeah, and I can see why. And
yeah. Oh wow! I really like this. I might
like
even
this
say
too.
This is my favorite whiskey. I might even say.
Yeah.
In fact, I will say that, and I'll also say this: I fucking love whiskey.
I knew it was coming.
This is good. Let me see.
Yeah, it's very strong, but it's I don't know, but
like I can't lie. Like before the liquid even gets to my mouth, like it's still like the aroma is hitting the back of my throat before anything. It's like okay, with the seatbelt on.
It means business, yeah. Oh yeah, I really like this. Like it's got a weird, funky, like I don't know, almost a decaying smell in the background, and it's like in any other context it would be unpleasant, but there's something strangely nostalgic about it. You know, maybe because I'm from Oregon.
For me, it tastes like I don't know, like I feel like a little saltiness in the beginning. Like I taste it, I'm like, I feel like you saying I immediately hear like the salt water from the beach in the beginning, only in the beginning, like right in the instant.
Just when it just hits your tongue, sort of thing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's got a burn to it. It's got like a bite, like salt water would, you know.
I'll be back.
Where are you going? What's? Oh, he's got to shave. Yeah.
This is commitment. I love it.
We did this before. We've done it before. But yeah, it does. I don't know. Like, have you always had a beard, or do you like? Is this a recent like? Because a lot of people kind of grew one, you know, during lockdown.
For me,
yeah.
Oh well, I've been like I have all of this hair up here. Like my hair is down to my waist.
Oh wow.
So yeah, that's why I have to put it up. It's overwhelming. It would take up all of this space. So I had to corral it up in this little man.
Well, that is amazing that you've been able to fit it into such. I would not assume that it went down that far. Yeah.
Wrap it up, tuck it. You know what I mean? Keep it all neat. You know, and I can't be mad. My beard will not grow in certain places. So it's like you already been blessed by the hair gods. Just take what you can get.
I mean, this would have never grown in solid when I was, less than 30. Like,
Yeah.
it took me until that time to be able to get this kind of fullness to it.
Yeah,
to look as much like a keeper of a lighthouse as you do now.
Get out of my lighthouse! What are you doing here?
Who would come to someone's lighthouse?
Thank you.
It's like a couple kids on like a stony outcropping, like, we're playing ball, mister. Who are these people?
You came here to make out. I know. Get off my rocks.
We were playing baseball in the water. And this scenario is getting ridiculous.
Yeah.
Wolver Pierce.
I love it.
I'm partial to Wolver Pierce. I prefer Andrewine.
I love those. Thank you, See You No Evil. See No Evil has written a book, and it is the 3-year anniversary of the book being published right now.
That's dope.
I'm like halfway through it because I read it at night, and some of the pages are not printed as dark as others, and so I'm just getting through it. But there's amazing stuff happening in this book. There's like these monsters that will just crush and eat everything coming after them as they're doing this race through the city, and then it flashes back to the present where this guy is having kind of a split, and it's all inspired by a medical incident that See No Evil Cask actually had and experienced, and wrote kind of what he experienced through that whole thing. And it's amazing and fascinating, and I love the race. I love the characters we meet along the way.
I'm sold.
Can they put a link in the chat for everyone
I bet See No Evil podcast?
Yeah, we request that you put a link in there for everybody. We request it.
So, like you said, I am a writer, reader, vegetable eater, and I'm in this book club. And currently, we're reading Octavia Butler's Parable of the Sower and Parable of the Talents. Have you ever heard of it?
No.
So it's so crazy, right? And Octavia Butler is a Black sci-fi writer. She wrote this book in like 1989, and it's a 2-part book. It's about this girl who's like living in this world where it's like it's dystopian, but it's like it starts right before the apocalypse and like goes through the apocalypse and all that stuff. But she's creating her own religion, and the religion is change. But the interesting part about this is that Octavia Butler all but predicts Donald Trump. There's a character in the book who was running for president under Make America Great Again. And it's like, this was in 1989. And it's like, this is so crazy. People always talk about George Orwell. It's like, this is it. It's a lot of, she talks about climate change in this book. She talks about race related. It's like, how could you foresee this in the future like this so accurately? It's blowing my mind. Yeah. It's like, the campaign literally is Make America Great Again. It's like, what's happening? Is this like a chicken and an egg type of thing? Like,
well, I mean, it's an old, racist call, Make America Great Again. It's not like it's something he invented.
Right, but I'm saying like even some of the things that this particular character is saying, like this particular presidential candidate in the book, he wants to make America like the United States of Christian America. And so they condemn any like religion or any like, sexual preference outside of, heterosexuality. Like all of that stuff is just illegal. And it's like, it's not too much of an offshoot from
Have you read Handmaid's Tale or watched any of the?
I have watched it. I watched Handmaid's Tale.
I read the book in like high school. I can't watch because it's too. You know what I mean? It's too.
I had no idea what I was walking into, and the first thing I was like, "Wait a minute, what? What is happening with these relationships? Like, this is wild." I couldn't imagine. I mean, I could imagine. That feels like.
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah. We can now. Like, I think you read that a few years back, and you go, no way.
Never, right? It's like.
Well, what's funny to me is like 1984 is so gonzo. Like that book is so, and yet now like most of the stuff in there is like, oh, that's pretty common. That book is like, Anyway, I
don't know if I told you this about this thing though.
I fucking love whiskey. I feel like that should be Like if you can say it first before someone else does, you steal the point. I feel like that should be the thing, because you have the setup. You have to make it like totally like that's not what you're gonna say, right?
Oh, I got it.
I don't know.
I'm learning, guys.
Todd's in on the game now.
We're kind of just making this game up as we go. So
and look, I learned fast. I went to Florida State.
It's true. Yeah. I mean, I want to mention like stuff that I've been writing this year, but I feel like it's like so completely like shallow compared to all of the other stuff.
Weren't you writing I fucking love whiskey?
Come on, man. No, I was writing I fucking love whiskey.
Wow. I think it's the mic, guys. You guys are really blowing my head up over here talking about how soothing my voice. It's the mic. Y'all gonna really blow my head up. I'm gonna get on my radio show. I'm about to be popping.
I think your voice is very soothing. I think that's an accurate assessment. Yeah,
I appreciate that.
You are super chill. Like
I'm not even like putting it on, because if I start to put it on, it'll get off. You know, I don't even want to put it on. You know,
I'm just gonna take a nap.
Yeah, that's like a blanket. I want to like lie down like on that voice and with the bed, pull it open.
You know. Quiet storm, you know what I mean? Just get really into this octave down here, you know. Come on now, you getting chills. I see you.
You know what? I think you need a podcast where you just talk. Like you can just read books and people will be like, yeah. Oh.
I'm actually starting
a podcast, right?
Yeah, I'm actually starting a podcast. The name of my Instagram account is It's Just Todd, and so I'm starting the It's Just Toddcast. We are writing treatments and like getting our stuff together. That's why I got this whole little setup here. You know what I mean? It's going to be, you know, mostly talking about pop culture, what's going on, just like different things that I find interesting, kind of like this. But I may have to add an element of a whiskey little, you know, segment, you know, what I'm drinking, what's in my cup, you know what I mean? And then highlight a favorite whiskey. You know, let me write that down. These are some good ideas. Little whiskey moment, you know what I mean?
Whiskey makes everything a little bit better, and I think it should be added to most things.
This is my favorite whiskey too. This is
my opinion. It's really good. Is anyone sciencing this?
Oh, I don't even have enough.
All right, I will science it since I have more.
You have more, and then let us know. And if it's worth sciencing, then I mean, it's got such a subtle nose. I don't know that it would necessarily help the nose.
Yeah, I don't think it helps the nose. I think it actually, like, I've got my nose right in there, and I'm trying to get something out of it.
Yeah.
A little, like the pine needles are way, way down. Oh.
Okay. What we got?
Oh, there's kind of an umami.
Really?
Thing that comes out in the finish, and then it's really bright in the finish at the end. Just like the alcohol comes way out.
I'm gonna try it.
It's kind of interesting.
I'm gonna try it. It sounds interesting.
Hello, Lissetnada.
Boink.
Oh yeah. If you heard the music during the pre-roll, tomorrow night, made up music with Arlo Sanders, who's in the chat right now, and made me do this. Going to be making up songs with Alex Kahn live in front of you, with people doing the same thing you're doing in the chat right now, making up music, and I think they're going on at 9. They'll, Arlo will correct me, or someone from Outpost 13 will correct me in the chat.
To me, the science makes it smell more organic, like a mossy, like forest, and just like decay. Like there's some, but not in a bad way. Like that's sort of like, you're outdoors and you smell like natural processes. Like it's a rain, or like a rainy,
like mossy, right? You said that?
Yeah, like a rainy, mossy slope somewhere in the Columbia Gorge near a waterfall. That's what it reminds me of. A very Oregon image.
I was thinking more like, where the Hobbit lives.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, it does. It does have kind of that underground sort of smell to it. I haven't tasted it yet.
You know what? I think I would give this a blue dot. I think with water, this is kind of interesting.
Ooh.
Oh my God, it is. It really opens up a lot of interesting stuff. I think it's better with water.
It's a different whiskey with water. With just
that's what
it's like. It's like it's opening in your mouth. Yeah, it's exactly. It's great.
Right at the end, it's this.
Yeah, It's like before it was being shy, and now it's like, let me tell you what I'm really all about, and opens
Now,
the door. And
yeah.
it's like, this is what I've been working
Yeah.
on this whole time.
It was shy. Now it's Beyonce. You know, it's the star. You know.
Yeah.
Oh, you know, I was telling Todd beforehand that just like one drop of water, and people that have not heard this before go, no, that's crazy. It's one drop of water can't change it that much.
Changes the whole thing,
right? And that's why, you know, try one drop of water to see if it's good or not. You can put more in later.
Yeah, you can't take it out. That's what we always say.
Well, this is the only way you can take it out.
Yeah. Oh man, that was really good. But I guess we got to move forward to the next.
It's 6 o'clock. Although there's no show on after us until 9:30 tonight with Tales by Fire.
And this is our last show of the year. So
last show of the year. So I don't care if we go overtime.
We'll
Do
be
you
here.
want to go back to that again, to the woodcutters? We can do that. But
yeah,
let's save that for the end. Let's march forward on our schedule here. Here we go.
Now is Thad drinking these?
Yes.
So I want to first of all, I want to hear what Thad has to say about woodcutters. Also, I want to hear what the tasting notes from Scotch Malt Whiskey Society are for woodcutters. They write like these very poetic kind of tasting notes, Todd, that are I find very interesting.
Oh, I'm interested now. Let me gear up for that. Like I love that.
So we'll read the notes, and then Thad knows the notes, so he's not going to be too upset here. So Woodcutter's Hut. Dried twigs and leaves crunched on the forest floor as we passed bushes of honeysuckle and black currants with mint and sesame seeds in the air.
Yeah, I buy it.
Yeah,
I buy it.
I think that's
all of it.
Pretty accurate.
It's like, I don't know, it's because I'm so used to like reading beautiful literature and I'm able to like, you know, see it. But it's like now I have a different, you know, sense with this, like the sense of taste with the words, and then my imagination seeing all the like the mint and all that stuff. It's like that works. That's perfect. That's a perfect description of this.
Yeah, I love their tasting notes. Sometimes they're pretty weird, but most of the time they're exactly what you said.
This whole idea of the crunching of the twigs is like, yeah, that's accurate.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't it crazy that like a beverage can have like that is a tactile sensation? You know what I mean? It's crazy.
We're like synesthetes. What are
synesthetes. Synesthesia.
Oh, I mean that's what whiskey does for me, and that's one of the reasons I fucking love whiskey.
I'm writing that word down. Synesthesia. I like to collect words that I don't necessarily use all the time, and then like try to find a way to use them all the time. People think I'm all smart because I wear glasses. I'm like, yo, I just have astigmatism.
You're a writer. Like writers collect words, right? I mean, that's we're like word hoarders. That's what we are. Yeah.
Now you have a pooch, right? You've got a dog.
I do have a 80-pound pit bull.
Oh my gosh, is he there? Can we see him or no?
He'll come. His name is Spody 3000. He's named after. I'm a big Outkast fan. You know, under 3000. Hey y'all, they have a song called Spody Odie Doublelicious. So I named him after that. His name is Spody 3000.
Spody 3000. I love it. Oh, buddy!
Look at the face.
Yeah,
that face.
Oh, what a sweetheart! He wears a bandana. Yeah,
he loves it. He loves that bandana.
Oh, what a sweetheart!
Oh my god!
Yeah, he's a lover. He's aggressive with it. Yeah.
What a good pooch.
You want to say hello? Yeah, this is it. Look.
He said hello to me a lot at the door yesterday. So
yeah, see, but you didn't even think. Look at his handsome face. You didn't think. You heard all that ferociousness. Okay,
he's like, that's enough.
All right.
I'm done.
I got stuff to do. I got to scratch myself over here. And got to lie down for a while.
And, stuff.
I hit the puppy lottery. Like when I first got this dog, I was so nervous about like potty training him and all that stuff. I bought these little bells that you hang on the door. And he pretty much potty trained himself. Like he realized very quickly that if he rings these bells, it means we get to go outside. And so it was perfect. I was like, I don't know what's happening here. I don't know if somebody's like training this dog when I go to work, but it was so perfect. It's like I never had a real issue with potty training him, but I was like coming home when he was much younger. I would come home on my lunch break and like let him out of the crate or whatever it is. But now he's great. He's great. He protects my house, obviously.
Oh yeah, no, very.
I think probably that dog showing up on the screen was the high point of our entire show all year.
I think so. Yeah,
I think people got more excited by that than anything else.
That's
Bodie,
a
you're a
lovely
star.
dog.
He's a star. 100%.
I think Bodie Cooper still has a beard request to make if he wants to. But let's Thad, let's check in with you on the woodcutter's hut.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So I totally get why this is probably the very first SMWS bottle that I've ever had where I'm like, yes to the title. Because the woodcutter's hut, it's perfect. Like the nose, I'm like, oh, I'm in a forest somewhere. Like we chopping down trees. Like it's fall, winter. We prepping for stuff going on. But the taste was nice. It was light. It was airy. It was sparkly. It was bright. I enjoyed it, all of it. Like it was great taste, great nose, great finish. Like just overall, like 8 out of 10. You know.
Hi, Marks.
That's passing.
Yeah.
Thanks, Thad. No worries. Exactly. Let's move on to number 3, a Talisker 8-year-old from Douglas Lang's company, Old Particular. So Douglas Lang was one of the first independent bottlers that. I can't remember the name of the son that is running Douglas Lang now. It's one of the Lang sons. I should know this better.
Douglas Lang Jr.
No,
That seems too obvious.
Yeah, it seems so obvious.
it's obvious. Anyways, but so this guy was going around and doing purchasing for other companies, and then eventually said, "Well, I can." No, Hunter Lang is the guy who is the middle name of the guy, the brother of the one who's running Douglas Lang's company. They kind of split and divided the casks of their father into 2 separate companies. So Old Particular is Hunter Lang. He's also got some other labels he releases under that I'm blanking on right now. I can see one bottle up there, but it's hidden behind something. Anyways, this is really going into the weeds on this, but so the 2 brothers kind of like, I don't know what kind of split they had. I don't know why they had a split, but they kind of took half the casks each, and they've continued to do this kind of bottling. But Talisker, Isle of Skye, a beautiful island off the coast of Scotland. You go to Skye and you see Westeros. You see exactly what Westeros is supposed to be. These cliffs that have little streams that just go into these huge waterfalls down into the sea. Just unbelievable geography and beautiful. And these guys do a peated whiskey, very lightly peated whiskey.
Yeah, I was gonna say this. I'm smelling it now. It reminds me of something from Isla right now. Like it smells smoky more than peaty to me. Like it's got that campfire going on.
Yeah.
You can almost breathe this in. You just.
Yeah, I really like this nose.
The casks of our father. I mean, what's his name? Someone figure out who's running Douglas Lang company.
To the Googleator.
It's his son.
Someone said Hunter Lang, but it has a question mark.
No, Hunter. Like I said, Hunter Lang is the name of the brother. That's the middle name of the brother who took half the company.
Man, this is one of those ones I don't even want to taste this, like, because the nose is so great. Like, because you never know what you're going to get when you taste it, and the nose is so good.
Smells like the ocean. Yeah, I can. Yeah, a little bit. Like, just like the tide is starting to go out, and it's not one of those bad low tides, but it's a low tide. It's like the sea is now exposed to the air. The sea floor is just like giving up all these. Fred Douglas Lang, that's it. Okay, so maybe they both use the middle names for the name of the company, but the father was Douglas Lang. Yeah, I think Fred Douglas Lang is correct.
You're tasting it, aren't you?
Oh yeah, I'm sorry, I just went in. Oh, so as I was pouring this for you guys, something happened. I don't know if you can see it there.
The cork broke.
The cork completely broke.
Oh boy.
And
Okay.
this is why, if you're a crazy whiskey collector, you keep corks from other dead bottles, and so you've got like a little collection of corks that you can use. Just a pro tip for those of you that are going into a line like me.
Yeah. If you find yourself at a point where you have to keep corks from other bottles, then that is a certain position. You've reached a certain level of whiskey drinking. All right. Oh, so you both tasted it, right?
Yeah, I enjoy this.
All right.
I mean, if you're talking about the granddaddy taste of Scotch. I mean,
For
this
sure.
is what granddad drinks. Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah, the taste to me is so different than the nose. Like the taste is so smooth.
Mm-hmm.
And it's also, once again, so crazy because this is 59%, and the other one was 50. Like it's about the same in alcoholic content, but this doesn't seem like it has any alcohol in it at all.
Well, no, I'd say it has some alcohol, but it doesn't advertise as 59. It's not.
Yeah. Well, we've been ramping up like after the 58, but still, it's like it doesn't seem.
This was a 58.5 though, right?
This one's a 59. The woodcutter was a 58.5.
Yeah, so that's like
59 straight.
Little bump, but this is. Alcohol is definitely there. I wouldn't say it isn't there, but it's not. It's granddaddy in like sophistication, but not in like the burn or like the how I usually say this attacks you. You know what I mean? You get a good Scotch or whatever. It's like, okay, relax, you know. But this is good, you know.
Yeah.
It kind of it's smooth.
Yeah.
It don't hold your hand, but it's smooth, you know?
Yeah.
Do you know? Am I speaking too much of the flim flam?
No. I agree with every word you said right there.
By Maria Rinko. Thanks for coming. Very nice to have you. I fucking love whiskey.
I fucking love whiskey.
You know, Talisker is conflicted for me because we went on a tour there, and it's part of Diageo, and it was just awfulness. It's Diageo, right? Brooklasi? I can't remember. It's one of the big conglomerates, anyways, and they had the most restrictive tour, like no photographs inside the distillery at all. You can't take any photographs. And then we got to the end, and we had a designated driver because,
of course,
we're smart. And so we said, we have these sample bottles. Can we please fill up our designated driver's things into the sample bottles? And the tour guide was like, oh, we can't do that. It's part of drinking. You got to experience it in the place. And that you took a place of someone that could have sampled it here. And and we were like, what the fuck? We're being responsible and you're being an asshole. What? I like the whiskey, but I had a bad experience there. And, if you're taking tours of distilleries in Scotland, maybe skip Talisker, just enjoy the whiskey.
Take a note.
That ends my
There's plenty of other distilleries, so I think you'll be fine.
If I'm ever in Ireland, let me just not to go to these guys. They're assholes, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
You mean Scotland, though, right?
Oh, yeah, them too. Scotland.
That's what he meant.
Yeah, that's what you meant.
We haven't done a lot of Irish whiskeys on the show. We did one 2 weeks ago.
We did the last one. I really remember it because I was really surprised because often like Irish whiskeys have a very kind of similar quality. Like I don't dislike them, but they're all very kind of similar. But the one that we had was was really interesting.
Yeah, it was astonishing. Yeah, you know what? Tipsy Asparagus, I've already said on the show so many times. Diageo. So yeah, I think I've lost sponsorship for them. Although,
they're not going to sponsor us.
I don't like their business practices. I like their whiskey. I will totally promote their whiskey. Yeah. I will just not like their business practices. That's all I'm saying.
Treat
balls in your court, Diageo.
Yeah, just treat people right.
No, I don't think science is the way to go with this because this seems very subtle to me.
Did you try it with science or no?
I haven't, but that's my guess is that science is not going to be good to this one. But sometimes I'm wrong.
Bodie Cooper brings up a good point. He's trying to put something in the chat, which is a link. The other sponsor we're trying to get is random.com because I used a random number generator from random.org to create this list. Out of my list of whiskeys, I go to random.org, I put in I ask for numbers, and it picks out 4 whiskeys for us to taste. So random.org, if you're watching, random.org, we got your random here.
Random.org.
I'm willing to work with it. Oh yeah, Todd, do it.
Random.org, we got your random. Let's do it, random. Listen, I can come in. I got a small rate. I don't want to bankrupt y'all. I just got to let me go ahead. I got my own mic. Random.org.
That's so awesome. Is that Bowie there in the corner, Joseph?
No, this is a green screen background, but I noticed that my face was keying out and no one mentioned it. So
I kind of like it.
I readjust. You liked that there were holes in my face?
I thought that's how you wanted it. I was letting you live.
All right.
So I'm letting everybody express themselves the way they want. So I thought that was a new thing you were going for.
Well, that's why I keep the window up sometimes so I can peek at it.
Science?
I don't know, man.
I don't know why.
We're sciencing this.
I don't want to.
I'm gonna wait and see. I want to wait and see what someone else says.
All right, I'll go.
I think if I turn this light on, then that'll be better. Yeah, there we go.
I like this Wolverine look. I might just keep this for the flight.
Come on
now. I don't think it does much to the nose. I get maybe a little bit something more, a sweet reduction, like when you take like a wine and you kind of reduce it in a frying pan, and you get the kind of like sticky sweet. I seem to get a little bit of that in the nose.
I definitely get the that sticky sweet that you were talking about. It like lingers after you swallow. It's like there it is, you know?
Yeah, it feels stickier in the mouth after the water. Like I'm having trouble creating saliva now. Like
it's weird. Stop making that sound though.
Isn't that MSR?
People don't tune in for that. They don't. This isn't an ASMR.
Yeah, it's good.
No, they tune in for Todd's voice, obviously.
Welcome to ASMR.com.
And we're back.
I feel like, Todd should have like an NPR show where,
I listen to NPR as I walk my dog. We walk like 2 miles in the morning.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I mean, he's a big dog. I have a little apartment. I don't want him
to take him.
So we do like 2 miles in the morning, and like it ends up being about 4 miles a day because we walk up and down the street all the time. And I take him 2 miles in the morning for sure, and then up and down just to go to random bathroom breaks. And then at night, like after dinner, we do like another mile. And it's just to get me some exercise, get him some exercise, Like,
is there like a dog park nearby you can take him and just like throw something and make him chase?
The only thing is my dog isn't neutered. And I know a lot of people be like, oh my God, why isn't your dog neutered? And it's like, my dog is not going to be out here infecting anybody with babies. He's not going to like infect him with babies. What am I saying? He's not going to like.
No,
it is an infection.
Transmitted disease ever. Yep.
And so like,
plus he seems very chill. Like I feel like
very chill. That's the thing. Like I don't want it to diminish any of his personality. Like he's already like super. He's sitting right here. You wouldn't even believe it. He's like super quiet. Cool.
Like I feel like if your dog wanted to like get with another dog, like he would go through a courtship period. I feel like your dog would be really polite and like, hey, let's see where this goes, but let's not rush into anything.
I mean, he loves scars. He can't be too much of an aggressive kind of guy, He loves them, and he's very calm and very like he's like the dog whisperer for other dogs. Like we'll be walking down the street and other dogs are like behind gates and kind of jealous because he's kind of like out and they're like barking really aggressively. He'll stand there and look at him like,
chill,
like relax, bro, like just relax. And so they do, and then we become friends. But he's great.
Well, your voice can't hurt it either.
It's the mic. It's not me.
I don't think it's all the mic. Yeah.
Y'all gonna make me lean into this thing. I'm telling you.
You're welcome to. You should
lean in.
Oh man, yeah. This nose is so good. I haven't put water in it though. Should I try that? Do you guys think I should try it?
Let me put a little bit more. I don't drink all mine.
I'm so on the water. Like,
all right. I'm gonna not water it then.
Well, I mean, you should try it for yourself because if he's so on it, it may do a little something different for you.
Maybe.
Yeah, that's true. It's all personal taste. It's all
fine.
Just
this peer pressure.
Oh my gosh, you have some more. You have a little bit more.
Oh, I put 2 drops in. Oh, it's doomed.
It's contaminated. What was that movie that Mel Gibson movie with the little girl kept on saying? It was The Signs? She had all these water bottles everywhere.
Yeah, swing away.
Contaminated.
Oh, it's weird. Yeah, it does seem like it's stickier.
Yeah.
Weird.
No, it really coats.
I don't dislike it, but I definitely like the nose was so good, and I'm not as much of a fan of the nose after that. I think I like it slightly better without water.
That's kind of what I was. That's what I think I was saying. I think I was saying
doesn't hurt it
love
though.
whiskey.
It doesn't hurt it.
Mm-mm. There's that whole sticky. I can't get the saliva joint going.
It's weird. It's like it changes the viscosity.
Yeah.
Of the beverage.
Tipsy Asparagus was just put this exact quote in the chat. I've got 4 coasters because I bought 1 bottle of this on special. Anyway.
Well, also in chat, I fucking love whiskey.
Damn it.
Oh, and I did want to say, like, if you want to look at something that I've been writing, go to blackbirdsrpg.com or follow Blackbirds RPG on Twitter. It's a role-playing game, a dark fantasy role-playing game that I've been writing all year. So
it's some awesome descriptions there. I do want to play it, and looking forward to it.
We'll play it next year.
I haven't gotten into like role-playing games. I'm not really a gamer because I'm a middle child, and let me explain that.
No, please.
I'm a middle child. I have an older sister, I have an older brother, and I have a younger brother. So now I'm like the middle child, and I'm like the middle of the 3 boys and everything, right? So it's like my sister was the oldest and the only girl, so whatever she said, she got it, you know. Mm-hmm. My older brother was the oldest boy, so anything that was like boy stuff, it was like he got to make the choice. Unless my little brother wanted it, and he was the baby, so he got whatever he wanted. So growing up, we had every single like gaming console that came out, and like I was born in the 80s, so we had like every single iteration of Nintendo, like just everything, you know, Sega Genesis and like Dreamcast and like all of these different things, and
GameCube.
We had everything, you know. But I never got to play it because either my older brother bullied for it or my baby brother cried for it. And I was like, I don't have time for this. Give me a book, you know? So I never really got into games, but like I'm into like this, like right now I'm working on these shows that like they create these worlds, these gaming worlds, you know, like working on Dimension 20 for CH Media. It's like they build all these beautiful worlds out. And like people were so interested. I'm like, guys, I'm like the odd man out. I'm gonna have to dive in. So I'm interested to see what you got going on at Blackbirds RPG.
Check it out.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I've been working on it all year. I've written like 100,000 words.
That's what I'm saying. I know it's gonna be so detailed. That's the thing that's got me peaked over here, because it's like the amount of world building. That's the beauty of it to me. Like before you even make the first move, it's like, okay, and then we see. And it's like I'm over here like it's in the mind's eye, like the theater of the mind kind of thing, where you building this world in your head. And it's
I love world building.
It's only as good as your imagination makes it. Right. And it's like it could be anything, you know. And it's so beautiful to like create this thing in your head and be able to play along and like to follow along. It's great.
I think that's the job of the writer, is to do all of the backstory to make it so.
And it has to be thorough too. It has to be thorough. It can't be something like throwaway or like just cheap. It's like everything that I mentioned has a point. You know what I mean? Like every little detail, like, and I love collecting little observations that the writer is like dropping little nuggets. Like you may need this later. Like I love that, you know, and I love knowing that that's what's happening, you know, because I feel like as a reader, you have to kind of like know story plots and where things are going and how things are laid out, and you're rarely ever like super surprised, but it's just good to see like, okay, this may come up, let me hold that in my back pocket, you know. And that's what these world building games I think really bring to the fore. That's what I think. I don't know, who am I?
You're
That's why
right.
you just have to say that afterwards. So people they disagree with you, got to say, "Oh, okay, whatever."
Well, I
Okay,
guess I can't disagree with him now. Yeah.
I remember watching DVDs for Breaking Bad, and that's exactly where I was like, oh, these guys know what they're doing, because they would introduce a character and they would have like 3.5 pages of backstory, and then he'd have like one line of dialogue, and he wouldn't come back for like a few more episodes. Like, oh, they put the work in when they first introduced the character, and like, what a great gift for the actor, what a great gift for the people watching. It's like, we know who this person is. It's not random that they're appearing.
I'm laughing because Tipsy Asparagus, as you were talking, said DVDs, and I agree. I'm like, I have Breaking Bad carved on stone tablets.
It's so funny.
In my whiskey cellar, they are carved.
This was the 2000s. The DVDs were the only thing you had.
But I have all these DVDs right now. I have all of these DVDs. It's like I don't have anything to play them on.
Oh no!
I don't have anything to play them on.
You should get yourself a PlayStation, because that'll play DVDs.
Yeah, I made a new computer. I didn't even put a CD or a DVD drive in it. Why would I? Like, it doesn't even have a place to put it. Like, the case doesn't. Like, who needs that?
Well, I've got a bunch of DVDs I might want to watch.
I feel like that particular media like came and went so fast.
Yeah, no, I agree. And like the whole HD DVD versus the Blu-ray, like to me, when it was happening, I thought, oh, this is gonna be like a Betamax versus VHS again. And it's like, no, this will be irrelevant. It doesn't matter who wins the battle, because streaming totally took it over.
When I was in graduate school, I did this project on like Netflix when it was in its beginning stage, and how they went to Blockbuster and tried to like, yo, let's figure this out. Let's like get on board together and like do this thing. And Blockbuster all but laughed them out of the building. It's like, who's getting the last laugh now?
Yeah.
You know, because now I can't even remember when you used to have to mail back DVDs. Remember they put those little paper envelopes?
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah.
I remember also you'd get the subscription and you would get the DVDs, and then you wouldn't watch them, and then they would you'd be like, oh, I gotta I'm paying for this and I have to watch these so I can send them back.
You can't get another one until you send that back. The first one back. It was like, wow.
Yeah. We have another whiskey. We should probably
because it's 6:30 now. We're only 15 minutes behind. It's fine.
Are we behind? Like, there's no time limit here. Like,
it's not tonight. I mean, generally, yes. We have to be off by 6:45 because there's a 7:00 show. But tonight there's no 7:00.
Tonight there's no 7:00 show. Don't stress out.
But you know what there is? If you have not subscribed to Outpost 13 yet, and I think most people in chat probably have, but tomorrow they've got a whole day, 13 hours of programming. It's crazy insane what they got.
I forgot to mention this last night.
Yeah, where we at with Dela tomorrow morning. So Dela is a guest on our show, but anyway, she's joining Paul Hungerford to discuss some stuff tomorrow. Then we got Roland My Homies, someone who's confined to a wheelchair, talking about life and how that is with them. Breathe, this online performance play with like just amazing camera work at 2 p.m. This is fantastic. An Actor Unprepared, where an actor and a director get the script just before they're gonna like rehearse the scene. They work it out and they work it through without having any other context for the rest of the scene. Then the actual author comes in and talks about the context of the scene. Fantastic, very fun. What's that? Sundays at the Snuggery, which I think is Scott Palmason talking to other improvisers trying to deal with how we improvise in these little rectangles. Then they're going to watch The Spirit of Christmas. There's a watch along, a little performance, and then, oh my God, Made Up Music at 9:00. I fucking love Made Up Music. I also fucking love whiskey. But Made Up Music, Alex and Arlo create a song with input from the chat. Like, I love these guys so much. I'm going to be on an airplane tomorrow night at 9:30, so I can't watch this show, but you should. You should absolutely watch this and chat and contribute. Outpost 13. What a collection of artists and amazing shows. So there you go. Tune in tomorrow, starting at 11 a.m. Or no, starting now. You've already started. Good for you.
You've already started.
This is the beginning.
All right, one more whiskey. I just got to finish this Talisker.
Yeah, finish it, because we got to get this Glen Moray into us.
Oh my gosh, this last one. I have not tasted this before. I opened it explicitly for the show. It's focus there. Pure Decadence, 35.524. Is that right? Yeah, 254. Backwards. 11-year-old. This is made for the Speyside Festival in honor of that. It is coming in at 63.9%.
This kicked me in the face. I'm not gonna lie.
I believe it.
Well, we're moving up from there.
We're moving up. This is a come on, man. What was the cask it was in? Because this has got to be. It doesn't say the cask. What? Thank you. So new oak, so virgin oak. Oh, cool. So,
so is new oak just the same as virgin oak then?
Yeah. It means it hasn't actually stored anything else. So yeah, you can see that with the deep color, that's the sherry influence, the Oloroso sherry.
It's very like the same thing as Jurassic Park, but they put the little dinosaurs in, the amber.
It does, yeah. It looks like amber. It's the top of what's his face's
little cane, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Oh boy. Wow, yeah, that's rich.
Oh. This kicked me in the face. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, 60 what? 3%? That's crazy town.
Yeah, no,
this is like 64.
It will kick you in the face.
64, you're right. 64.
Like it's not 63.9 is a breath away from 64.
Like let's just call it 64. Let's
really?
No, let's strive for accuracy in all things.
Sure.
Oh man. Yeah, this kind of reminds me of black art, actually, because there's a lot of like little rich smells in there. A lot of like it's complicated in a good way.
Yeah, I mean, this is why I fucking love whiskey. It is they just take barley and they create this crappy beer out of it, and then they distill the hell of it. So it's water, barley, and yeast. I mean, like that's whiskey, and then they store it in these casks for a length of time, and the casks give it influence, but also just the breathing of the whiskey in and out of the oak adds chemical reactions in there that are so complex that all of these whiskeys present with such different flavors, and just fucking love whiskey.
Wow,
I fucking love whiskey.
Hey, Thad, Todd should have a fucking love whiskey score of at least 2. I see only 1 on the screen, but he's definitely said it at least.
I think he said it twice. Yeah.
Yeah, at least twice.
Give me my props. Come on now. Thad.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Thad?
I'm sorry. That's on me.
Thank you. Because I fucking love whiskey.
I paid it back in interest.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Wait, I'm not watching. How much interest? Wait a second.
Don't look at the scores. It's not about the scores. It's about how much we fucking love whiskey, which for me is a lot because I fucking love whiskey.
Here we go.
This is my favorite hour of the week.
Oh my God. This is my favorite whiskey.
This is
oh my God.
You know what? To me, at first, like I said, it was kicking me in the face with like what you call it, the nose? Because I'm learning here. It was so strong, but then when you taste it, I don't know if it's because I was like, I have already like experienced the senses through my nose. I was able to like connect that with the flavor, and it wasn't as harsh as I thought it was going to be.
I mean, this is the interesting thing is that, like, sometimes they can be high alcohol and they just disguise themselves so well. I've got a bourbon over here that is like 70% something, and it is just the smoothest thing
This is smooth. I like this one. It's kind of sweet.
It is, yeah. It's definitely on the sweet side. Like it's got some savory notes in there, but it's kind of like a syrupy, maple syrupy sort of thing going on. Oh man. Yeah. But once again, it's complicated. Like it's hard for me to pick out flavors or smells in this because it's got so many, like it's just rich mahogany, you know, that's been stained.
Yeah.
Whoa.
All right.
It is.
Yeah. But
it's like that. It's that old. Oh, it's smooth.
I just swallowed the wrong way. Sorry.
I'm swallowing you.
There's another way to swallow.
Yeah.
that doesn't involve the lungs.
You're doing it wrong, Andrew.
You can't breathe in the whiskey. Come on, I know you fucking love whiskey as much as anybody else here, but you
You don't want to be submerged in it.
Oh, this is
man.
Thad. What do you think on this one?
Yeah, what do you think?
This is definitely the most complex whiskey of the night. Out of this lineup, it's probably the highest rated for me. Like, I wish I would have gotten a bottle of this. I'm actually sad I didn't, because I didn't check my email quick enough.
It was a lottery, right? This one?
Yeah, it was a lottery one, but it's super complex. Like, the nose is great. The taste itself is like super, super complex. There's sweetness there. There's some savory notes there. And then at the end, for me, it's like on the finish after about like 30 seconds, it's like fresh water is like rushing back into your mouth, right? Like it's super weird.
Yeah, I agree.
Isn't it funny? Like, someone can give you a description that you wouldn't like. You
taste it,
when it created.
Yeah,
and then you just agree. It's like, yeah, that is totally, yeah.
Like, it's different than how you would describe it, but it's like you're still that's I don't know.
It's all valid. It's like I don't know how I experienced it one way, and then now that you tell me how you experienced it, it's like, okay, I get that too. You know, like that, like what you said, 30 seconds later, like that rush of water. Yeah, it was good.
There's that sherry note that is, molasses and sweetness and wonderful viscousness, and then there's this punch of oak, this fresh new oak through the bottom of it, really spiky and sharp, and the reason we like bourbon, the reason we like all these fresh oak things. Oh, this is, you know what? These folks that are making whiskey kind of are geniuses.
They're artists. Yeah.
For sure.
Because I'm sure like this was probably too sweet or too much in some direction at one point, and they went, all right, take it out of the sherry cask, let's put it in some new oak. It'll knock these flavors down this way, and then just create.
Yeah.
I fucking love whiskey.
Yeah, I could sit in the nose of this for a while too, Like,
that's what I love about the best whiskeys is, like, you can just sit there and smell it and you'll be happy for 15 minutes easy.
Yeah.
It's so good.
So Todd, what's coming up? What's next? What are you working on? What's going on?
Like I said, I'm working on this new podcast. It's called the It's Just Toddcast. It's going to be launching very soon, probably at the end of the month or the beginning of January. And yeah, I'm just trying to like ease through the pandemic, to be honest with you. You know what I mean? Like, I'm trying to stay under the radar, because as soon as you pick your head up, it's like you experience some wild or crazy things. So I'm just trying to like get through it. I'm just staying home, washing my hands and walking my dog,
Yeah, man.
And drinking whiskey because I fucking love whiskey. Podcast is not live now. It's gonna, just like we say in Miami, just lay around for it.
Okay. When's it gonna drop?
Right now we're thinking early January. It'll be like January 4th.
Okay. Is that a term that people use? Drop?
Yeah, they do, but I mean, it's just kind of weird the way you did it when you're like moving your head and stuff. I don't know. It just felt like you're trying to be hipper than you.
I'm trying to be younger than
yourself. Be yourself, Andrew.
There's a freedom. There's a freedom in being yourself.
Yeah.
When's that going to premiere on the old television?
Oh, God. No, go back to the fake person you were.
Thank you. See no evil.
What time shall this indubitable sound program blast into our ear holes, my good man?
Infernal rectangle of light.
Oh, so funny.
Yeah, let us know. Let us know when that premieres.
For sure, definitely will. It's just me and a bunch of friends getting together and talking about things that we like and don't like. Some of the skullduggery that keeps us like, on Twitter. Just something a little more extra than 140 characters.
Yeah. I think I get what you're talking about.
I'm just thinking like that's the kind of bomb that we need right now, is like people connecting, people talking to other people about about what's going on in the world and what life is, and being rational and being sane. Like that's what we need in abundance right now.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Like one of the first things we want to talk about is this idea of financial empowerment in the Black community specifically, and how we like to say keep the Black dollar Black by keeping more of our dollars in our community, and trying to figure out whether or not that's a myth or not. It's like we know that dollars go anywhere, especially in like the internet commerce situation. Nobody's like going in place. The malls are shutting down, so there's really any like marketplace in our community, you know? So everything is online. And so if that's the case, this whole idea of making sure the money stays in the community, like it doesn't really happen.
And how can you track it?
And how can you track it? That's another thing. Like the article that I read was basically saying that this whole idea that, you know, the Jewish dollar stays in the Jewish community for 19 days and the Asian dollar stays in the Asian community for 17 days. Like these seem all arbitrary because those communities are very diverse. You know what I mean? So you say Asian communities, like that is not necessarily specific enough to
broad range. Yeah.
Yeah. You know? So it's like, it's all of these things that I'm trying to like talk about and expose and all that kind of thing. But it's great.
Well, I'm interested.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Definitely.
Yeah, I will subscribe.
Awesome. It's just Todd coming to a podcast near you.
Right. Even though on Twitch right now it's just Toddrick.
Yeah, it's just Toddrick because I tried to. This is my first time on Twitch, and they would like pick a username, and I immediately put "It's just Todd." They were like, "That username has been taken." I'm like, "By who?" You're like, "Who took that?" So I had to go with "It's just Toddrick" because Toddrick is my whole name. You know, it sounds very Toddrick, like very, you know, famous and, you know, whatever.
Mr. Todd, we have your hot toddy for this evening.
Yes.
Mr. Toddrick.
Mr. Toddrick.
The horses have been attached to the carriage, Mr. Toddrick.
Exactly. Fun fact, I was actually born on the same day as Jimi Hendrix and Bruce Lee.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
So I'm among like really good people.
Mm-hmm.
We just had a birthday. Me and the old guys. We just had.
That's December, right? Like
it's November. It's the day.
November?
This year it was the day after Thanksgiving. So, you know, I was trying to really like get my family and friends like, yo, it's Black Friday. You know, everything's cheap. Just put something in your cart for me. Send it to my house. You know.
It's just Todd Day. It's
just Todd Day. Exactly.
From now on.
I feel like Black Friday was kind of underwhelming this year, though.
Absolutely,
because people have been buying all year because we've just been shipping stuff to our houses.
Exactly.
So they were like, we're not gonna really discount anything because you're just gonna buy it anyway.
Black Friday is a hoax. Let me tell you why. I was looking for a specific hat. It's like the hat was cheaper in July than it was on Black Friday. It's like it's a
marketing scheme.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, this is really good. This is a great ending for this.
Is this my favorite whiskey? This might be my favorite whiskey.
This is your favorite whiskey.
It's my favorite whiskey. Okay.
Yeah, this had so much maple now as I come back to it.
Yes. Oh, yes, maple. That's it.
You know what? But it reminds me of like those cookies in Canada that are literally just like crystallized maple syrup. That's what this reminds me of. Like it's not just maple syrup. It is like concentrated. They're shaped like a little maple leaf and they're like way too sweet. Like you bite into one and as an adult, you're like, I can't eat this. This is for children. You know what I mean? It's good, but it's like super sugary.
It tastes to me, I immediately got like caramel, salted pretzel, like that kind of thing. And I'm like,
yeah, there's just so much going on in this. It is really like kind of purely decadent. What do the tasting notes say? This is a Scotch Malt Whiskey Society, so
it is. Oh, you know what?
Some of those poetic tasting
website
notes
to find this out because they don't publish when they do these celebration things. They don't put anything of the tasting notes on the frickin' bottle.
They want
SMWS. Get it together, seriously.
Maybe they want you to experience it and come up with your own view of what it should taste like because it's a very relative kind of like thing. No. Great.
Yeah, no, I agree with Todd. Like I like to taste it before reading the tasting notes. I like to read them afterwards, but I like to hear them at some point.
Which I agree with, but
if they put it on a bottle, like you'll be at the store like, oh, I should be experiencing this taste, and then when you don't taste it, you're like, this is whack, you know. But if you taste it first and you're like, oh, I get this particular thing, yeah, choose your own whiskey adventure. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, here's what they say.
All right.
The undiluted aromas felt like pure decadence, with black treacle dripping off a scone, brandy butter and gooey dark chocolate brownies, and lashings of honey. One panelist honed in on memories of plum soaked in Armagnac. The taste started off with a blast of spicy heat, but soon relaxed into linguine with a garlic langoustine. I think they meant androine. Sauce served with a drizzle of truffle oil and chestnut mushrooms. Water added a leather, toffee notes, and ripe cherries and slices of blood orange sorbet, while on the palate now a sweet nuttiness, hot chocolate with cinnamon whipped cream and plenty of marshmallows, and Solera Gran Reserva Spanish Brandy de Jerez. After 9 years in an ex-Oloroso butt, we transferred this whiskey to a no-oak heavily charred puncheon.
Wow. Yeah, no, it's funny, like, because it's all like kind of English inspired. Like watching the Great British Bake Off, like some of that stuff makes sense to me because you see, some very British specific type stuff.
They
like
are crazy about meringue.
Like treacle, like we don't. Yeah, they love meringue. I'm not a fan of meringue. Treacle, like, yeah.
So yeah, there we go. That's Glen Moray.
I enjoy it.
It's really good. Yeah, I don't want to go anywhere else.
Well,
I mean, in Flavorland.
I'm live updating my database on this.
I'm gonna take a little water.
Oh yeah,
is that against the rules? I don't know.
No,
there's no rules.
Oh no
rules. I'm a rebel. I'm drinking water.
Oh no! Just guidelines.
It's sensible.
Yeah. Yeah, I've got water. Let's all have water. It's important to drink water and hydrate,
For sure.
Yeah.
Bye, Brooke Lassie. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah.
Because we're going to stay on here until 9 p.m.
We probably should sign out at some point, though. I mean, is anybody going to science this sucker here? Is anybody daring enough?
I have to pour some
I
more.
did. I say give it a try. Things that happened to me was the nose, a lot more oakiness came out. Like a lot more fresh wood came out. But on the taste though, like if you like butterscotch and like toffee, like the initial taste that I got, it just like overwhelmed me with those.
Oh yeah, I can get more butterscotch in the nose. From that.
I agree. As soon as you said that, I start to smell it. Like, oh yeah.
Bye, oh my gosh, Corey.
Okay,
have a great night. Be good. We love you.
Oh wow, yeah.
Oh, and the nose is crazy. Yes.
It's extremely. The butterscotch comes in the first. Like, wow.
I fucking love whiskey.
I know.
I'm gonna cry.
Oh man.
Wow. 2 blue dots with water for me. This is.
Yeah, it is really good with water.
Yeah, I like it.
It's so interesting because some stuff, like occasionally you'll put water in something and you're just like, no way. But this is like, it's crazy.
Hi, Mo0103. Yes, it's a very nosy episode.
There's been a lot of nosing.
Yeah. You're trying to
spend a lot of time here. And as you can see, the chat gave me a Wolverine beard.
Didn't someone else have like a shave that they were supposed to give you and they didn't give it to you?
Bodie had one more thing and he said, no, I want you to leave it like that. But his thing was like, I have to leave it like that tomorrow. When I try to go through the TSA at the airport and going, no, this is me. What's the problem? This is
how I look. What's the problem?
I'm sure at this point TSA doesn't like that. I mean, like,
you know what?
You could look like whatever at this point, and they'd be like.
So I have Clear, which I was like, oh, kind of scared about at first, but now with Clear and traveling, you don't have to take your mask off. You don't have to do anything. You just scan.
What is Clear?
Clear is like another give us your identity beforehand.
Like a level of like, we're going to background check you,
Yeah.
sort of. Okay.
Right. And so like you come into the situation, you show your boarding pass, you scan your irises. It's very high tech, very futuristic. And you skip the line again. So you skip the pre-check line. So if you have TSA pre-check plus clear, you can get to the airport like 15 minutes before your flight and you're
I just want to say this about Clear. They were a company back in probably 2014, 2015, and I was using them all the time because I was flying back and forth between Oakland and LA. Or sorry, Oakland and Burbank. I was going back and forth all the time, and I had Clear, and it was great. It was fantastic. And then I paid them, and they said, "Oh, we need to have your different credit card." So I give them a different credit card. They charged me again, so they charged me twice, and then they went out of business for a few years, and they just came back. And so fortunately I was able to talk to Amex and go, no, cancel these guys. No, they charged me for a year and they're not in business anymore. So I liked the service of being able to walk up and just go, dude, scan your eyeball and like, yeah, that's you. You're a human. You've been background checked.
So what do you think about, okay, so you would scan your eyeball, but would you take one of these like microchip injections?
I don't. No one needs one. There's a microchip that's following you around everywhere anyway.
Sure, but that's like the next step. Like,
wait,
I'm with you on that. Tipsy asparagus, no chips.
No, unless there's salsa,
right, or guac.
Yeah, exactly. Oh yeah, guac, 100%.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm ready to get a neural shunt. So I'm
sorry. What?
Neural shunt, that's where it's from William Gibson, like it's a cyberpunk term. Okay, yeah. They plug the computer connection right into the back of your spine right there in your, you know what I mean? I mean, it's not a real thing, but one day it will be, and that'll be really good VR.
Wait a minute, what European employers require be chipped?
I saw that too. That's what I'm saying. These people are walking around and like you have to get the chip to work there. And like you get into the building with the chip, you just wave it over the door, like you unlock your computer. And I'm like, yo, this is very.
I mean, it is tricky. It's like on one hand, it's like it's just more convenient. Might as well do it. They're gonna track me anyway. On the other hand, it's like, yeah, like I mean, I've seen people who've been like trapped in the system over stuff and it just like ground them apart. And if you're that person who just like, has that specific, you were in the wrong place at the wrong time or whatever, it's like the system can ruin your life, destroy you. So I don't know, man.
Here's my thing. As a computer scientist specialist, I understand security. I never want something that is part of my body to be a password for anything. Like I don't want someone to go, oh, your fingerprint is the thing we need. Chop off my finger. Like no, this is not secondary security for me. No, never.
Wow.
I do log onto my iPhone with my face, so I don't know about that.
Yeah, my MacBook uses my fingerprint to like unlock my computer, so I don't know.
I mean, the thing is, like, it's only as good as the security wonks can make it, and that's like it's a moving target. So
I just don't want anything implanted in me like that. If it's already like if they can take like the shape of my eye or my fingerprint, then I'm not so whatever. But like you put something in me the size of a grain of salt, ain't no telling what's going in there, ain't no telling how that's gonna react to my body. If it's something that you can measure that's already on my body, I'm more apt to like kind of roll with that. Sorry. That was a lot of big bump, but I'm kind of roll with that, but not like an injection, Oof.
Just above the belly button. Why is that specific location important?
Right above the belly button?
We've gone into the dark state right now.
We're going there.
I love whiskey, and this show is about whiskey.
Well, we talk about other stuff too.
Yeah. What was that? Oh, this is going like the show where port impulse control was tattooed on someone's forehead because they went to court and they got convicted of crimes and had to be like, they had to advertise exactly what the problem was with them.
I mean, we basically are living in a cyberpunk world at this point. Like,
that sounds like this high-tech Scarlet Letter.
Yeah. 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 Do you guys watch Black Mirror? Anybody?
Oh my God. Let me tell you something. Black Mirror changed my whole life about everything. And I thought that the show was so good when like BBC was producing it. But as soon as the Americans got their hold on it, I feel like the twist in each episode, it was like so on the nose. Whereas when you're watching like the British version of it, you don't know what's going on.
What's going on? Yeah.
Like, you have to watch the whole episode to figure out what exactly is going on. But the American version is like, I see what's happening here. You know, it's like they force feed the plot to you and like to Americans. They think we're stupid, you know.
I mean,
but like
a lot of us are.
Sure. But the British shows, the British production of it was like, so, like some of my favorites were White Bear, where like you change your whole perspective of how you feel while watching the episode. It's like, oh, you feel sorry for this girl. Then you're like, oh, I hate this girl.
Oh, yeah.
It takes you on this whole roller coaster of emotion. It's like TV doesn't do that anymore. That's why I love it so much. Like, you are like, Black Mirror puts you, like, you have more than just a viewing experience.
Yeah.
Like, you have just you think about things like
there's a lot to digest. You have to sit there and think about the episode. I still think about a lot of episodes of Black Mirror. You know what I mean? Like it is the modern Twilight Zone, because I think it's, you know, you sit there and it's like that, what they refrigerator logic, like, you know, Alfred Hitchcock called it, where you go to the refrigerator and then you're like, wait a minute, you know what I mean? Like that, this show said other stuff that I didn't think about.
Downfall is, I think that's what it was called, Downfall, where it was the likes. Like if you were not popular, you know, people could like, you know, the one with the bees could go, oh, bad review, and your popularity. What's it called?
Yeah, it's like
not that was the one with the bees.
No, you talk about the social equity one, where it's like it's like social media.
Which they have in China, like the Chinese government.
Yeah, they do. They have like a social code.
Thing. Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
You're an asshole. Guess what? You get taxed higher or whatever. Someone's going to come to your door. Yeah.
Yeah. Which, as we know, with like, you know, social media, like you can't really. What's happening?
Andrew, whiskey is the tipsy asparagus is right outside my window. No, Mo is. Wait, what?
So, how do you know David, Todd?
David and I worked on a television show called Any Given Wednesday on HBO with Bill Simmons. We worked on that show it was a wild ride. And like David says that his lasting memory of me just being super cool, saying, hey guys, look, this is just television. Nobody's going to die. Like nobody's going to get hurt. Nobody's bleeding. We're all like, we're just working in the office, guys. Relax. Like, just chill. They were walking around like frantic. And I'm like, okay, I'm just grounding everybody, like pulling the balloon strings down and like bundling them up. Like, okay, guys, remember, this is what we're doing. We're not saving the world here. We're just making television, just like everybody else in Hollywood. So just relax, you know? So that's how I met him. He was super cool. I always tell him that he reminded me of like a Disney prince, because his face is so like
he was very handsome. He was a very handsome man.
A Disney prince, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah. He's a great guy. David is super cool.
Yeah.
I hate to ask you this, Todd, after all we've been through tonight.
Oh yeah.
I don't want to get personal. I do want to get personal, but if you don't feel comfortable expressing personal opinions. After all we've been through tonight.
Do I fucking love whiskey? Yes, I do.
I think that's there it is. There it is. Cheers, everyone. Thank you for being here. Subscribe to Outpost 13. Join us tomorrow, 13-hour marathon. We love you. Stay tuned at 9:00 for Tales by Fire, a single person RPG. It works. It's so great. I fucking love whiskey. I love you guys. Todd, so nice to meet you.
Thank you guys so much for having me. I had a great time so much. It's been eye-opening. It was it made me like wonder, like, how else can I describe other things? Like, what is this Coca-Cola giving me today? Or what is this apple juice saying to me today? You know, I appreciate this whole idea of being able to express, you know, a different sense through, you know, words. I love it, you know?
We appreciate you being here. And
for sure.
Yeah. Love you, Joseph.
Love you too, Andrew.
Oh, look at all the love.
Happy 2020, everyone. This is our last show of 2020. We'll see you in 2021 in some form.
See you in a year.
Not in a year, but next year.
Next year, I know.
Yeah, that's like a month away. Yeah, okay. Bye, everybody. Sludge about.